Okay, here we are. It's the Ultimate World Cruise, June 11th and 12th. We spent an overnight in Tenerife, Canary Islands, in the port of Santa Cruz. And this is the view out of our balcony. We got the good side with the scenic port in the background. It was beautiful, beautiful day, perfect temperature. So we didn't have a tour plan for the first day, so we just got off and walked around downtown a little bit. And just so I can say, I knew her back when, that gal right there, his name is Patricia Bernier. She's from Quebec, and she's the next Celine Dion. Mark my words. She's one of the voices of Royal. She does a fantastic job performing. So Laurie and I just walked across the freeway over there and headed into town. We didn't have any preconceived notions about what we were going to do. We did want to see the Opera House, which is a bit reminiscent of the Sydney Opera House in Australia. But we're just going to go see what we could see. So what we ended up doing was getting a day pass, and riding the metro both ends. Didn't see anything that looked fantastic in the metro. This is a pedestrian-only street that runs off the main thoroughfare down there by the port. We did find a taco shop, which we're going to go to a little later, but this is Our Lady of Africa Market, and had some really cool stuff in there, great bakeries. We felt like we were back in civilization again. You know, Canary Islands is technically part of Africa. It's owned by Spain. So we went to this market that we read about in Rakova, Our Lady of Africa. And they had, some souvenir stuff. Mainly it was where the locals go. It's like a open air market with fruits and vegetables and meat and fresh bread, bakeries. It was wonderful. We did stop and get some fresh bread. My supply of cashews was running low, so we found a place in there that had some cashews. It also sold all sorts of seeds. I was tempted to get some. Our next stop was the Opera House, which you can see off there in the distance over on the left. It's a cool architecture. It does look like a miniature version of the Sydney Opera House. And you can see right across the street over there on the left is where the metro left. We rode it both directions as far as it'd go, and didn't see anything look like it was exciting to get off for. Laurie went up on the next day when I went diving. Laurie went up to a volcano. She'll post that in her blog. They had a great day. Sent us some really great stuff over on the other side of the island and up at the volcano. And that's the Opera House right there behind those trees. We hadn't had any good Mexican food, and this place said that they were Mexican-style tacos, tiki tacos. And so I had to have a taco fix, and it was good. It lived up to its name. Not as good, of course, as the tacos I make, but it was a nice change from the ship food that we eat all the time. They have a big pond right near, that's the police station you can see over on the right. They have a big pond, and I think this marks the place where the old fort used to be, if I'm not mistaken. There was like a commemorative sign there. But I liked what they did with the roof. They planted flowers on it. It was so awesome, beautiful. So I do believe the fort used to be in this location, and it's been torn down, but anyway, it was a great idea to put flowers on the roof. And there was an ice cream shop close by that we stopped at. It was great. And wherever there's a I love the local port sign, we have to stop and take a picture of that. So our balcony was right across from the part of the port where all the ferry stopped. And took some time lapse. It's kind of fun to watch the ferries coming in and out. These ferries go, I think they go to the mainland and to the other Canary Islands. And they come and go with surprising frequency. So the next day, on the 12th, as I mentioned, Laurie went up to the volcano and I went diving, and you can definitely take Tenerife off your list of spots to go diving. There was so little stuff to look at, no coral to speak of. Everything was just a drab shade of gray. And the only bright spot were the fish that I was able to, there was an octopus and some fish I was able to get some shots of. So I'm going to tack those still photos on the end here so you can see. The fish were beautiful, but the rest of the scenery was really kind of blah. Water was about 70 degrees, so it wasn't exactly warm by European standards. You can see the shade of brown everything was, gray and brown. There was no coral to speak of. So when you could find some of the sea life and get your flashlight on it to light it up, it was pretty intense. There's a octopus back in that hole there. You'll be able to see his tentacles right there. Got one more shot a little closer. We couldn't get him to come out, but he was in there. That's what most of the underwater scenery looked like. Yeah, this particular kind of fish I saw several of, and they were just beautiful. That looked like the only living piece of coral or whatever that was I found. I didn't even bother to take my camera with me on the second dive.
Oh, that one's pretty.
Well, Tenerife, or Tenerife as it's pronounced, whether you're Spanish or German or whatever, was a beautiful place. And we enjoyed the 2 days we had to spend here. It was so nice to be able to lead out on the back deck, the ship out in the open, and gentle breeze. It was a beautiful harbor scenery as we looked out. But our next stop is Gibraltar, so tune in for Gibraltar in a couple of days.